Hey, you got to stay glued to this thing, man. You miss an hour, you miss a lot. Giving all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasha'Allah. That's peace to the elect of the nation of Israel. Now, as was reported, yesterday, they closed that Strait of Hormuz back down. Now, see, this is what they not telling you. That's why you got to check out the domestic, not just the domestic news. You got to look at the international reports. When this blockage took place, America was going in to these cargo ships in a brutal way. They were boarding these ships, putting the guns to the captain's head and making them turn around. I mean, on some wild, wild west. Now, apparently, this thing just got out of hand with this Iranian cargo ship. This is BBC News. It said U.S. has seized Iranian cargo ship on the eve of peace talks. And this is why this is we told you. When they say peace and say this is on the eve of the peace talks, meaning they closing down today, this just went down. So we on the break. Time is ticking. Time is ticking. So this is the time to kiss the sun, get in order with Yahweh Shai, because sooner or later, this little peace that we have, right? When we come outside and you throw your garbage out and you wash your car, you go get something to eat, you choose what good movie to watch. All that's about to be over. It's about to be chaos in these American streets real soon.
Donald Trump says U.S. Marines have seized a vessel in the Gulf which tried to break the American blockade of Iranian ports. He's posted on social media that U.S. forces stopped the ship by blowing a hole in its engine room. It's not clear if there were any casualties. It comes ahead of a U.S. delegation, including the vice president, visiting Pakistan for further talks with Iran as the end of their 2-week ceasefire draws closer. Well, Lise Doucette is live in the Iranian capital forest and reporting on condition that none of her material is used on the BBC's Persian service. These restrictions apply to all international media organizations operating inside the country. Lise.
Well, it's still not clear what impact this U.S. seizure of an Iranian vessel in the Strait of Hormuz will have on those preparations for a second round of high-level talks. Iranian officials had already been responding with a stony silence to that swirl of media reports coming out of the United States that the talks would take place on Tuesday. But Iranian media linked to the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guards had said no decision to attend would be taken as long as the U.S. can maintain that naval blockade of Iran's ports. Now, last weekend in Islamabad, Iran waited until the 11th hour to confirm its attendance. But this time, the delay is about that strategic strait. And for Iran, it's a top issue at the talks.
Yeah, of course, because you can't move forward with any peace deal if you're still in our territory. The only peace will be America turning around and coming back home. But that's not happening because we move into their new world order. The whole thing is to jack up the oil. Shut down the flow of the oil supply, take total control of the resources, and then bring in the new digital system. So leaving is not an option for America. This is behind the scenes. This is all part of that control of the wealth and the resource from the elites, from the top, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds. This is word coming from the top. So that shows that you Edomites are not on the same page, and we knew it was going to go down like this because We know the scriptures. And we know that you guys are some greedy bastards. And you Edomites are ancient souls from the Roman Caesars. All the Roman Caesars were killing each other, man. They were all crooks. And those same spirits are back in the earth now. You know, the history of you Edomites is you always backstab one another. And that's why this is happening. Y'all can't figure out this new world order. This thing is very sloppy. And it shows. In the minute of the Lord, we're not ignorant of your devices, man. We see it. This is Matthew 12, verse 25, NLT. Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. And that's your whole new world order, your whole plans you got. Agenda 2030, I don't care what it is. It's a mess. It's a mess. You Edomites never had a history of loyalty. You so-called white people, you never had a history of loyalty with one another. So history merely repeats itself. Matter of fact, let me get that. You know, and that's what we're looking at right now. Y'all repeating the same era of the Greeks. You're repeating the same era of Rome. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua about to cut off a long disease, man. This is this is a beautiful time to be in this truth. I was gonna say to be alive, but that's a given. Because there's some people that's alive and they dead right now. But this is a beautiful time to be in this truth, man. This is Ecclesiastes 1. Let me start from verse 9, NLT. History merely repeats itself. Let me highlight that. History merely repeats itself, and that's what's going on with you Edomites. You same souls are here on planet Earth in position, and you're doing the same thing you did in Rome. History merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. Sometimes people say, here is something new, but actually it is old. Nothing ever truly is new. And so you Edomites are going down the same road, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to intervene, and this will be your last rulership. There's no third leg of you damn devils ruling. So back in Matthew 12, verse 25, and this is a beautiful thing when we witness these reports. Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom divided by civil war is doomed. And all you Edomites empire was divided by civil war. So what makes America any different? What makes this new world order, Agenda 2030, any different? You're going to collapse yourself. That's why the Lord say he got to cut this thing short, because if he don't, you're going to destroy everybody, including yourself. A town or family splintered by feud, and they are feuding. Trust me, man, these devils at the top, these elites are feuding one with another. Let me just get this definition on feuding. Feuding, AI overall. Feuding is a prolonged, bitter state of hostility, conflict, or rivalry, typically between families, clans, or groups. And that's what's happening. You top 13 families, because it's the top 13 families that rule the world. You're feuding. You're feuding over this new world order. And it's showing through BBC News and these other outlets that you ain't got it together, like the scriptures say. It involves contentious anger and deep-seated animosity, which differs from a simple, fleeting fight or disagreement due to its long-lasting, often multi-generational nature. Causes often involve deep disputes, such as perceived slates, inheritance, or competing interests. And that's what we're witnessing. Competing interests with you families, man. You're fighting at the top. It says, and consequences often involve ongoing resentment or violence. And this is our Lord. He's bringing you down. Do your own feuding, and that's the history of an Edomite. Them double-crossing one another, trading on one another. And as we see, through these outlets, you devils don't know what the hell is going on, man. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah controlleth the minds of these kings, man.
Calm waters of the world's most consequential battlefield, the Strait of Hormuz. Thousands of ships trapped, waiting for Iran to open this waterway, for the U.S. to end its naval blockade. Today, President Trump fired off another post. We are offering a very fair and reasonable deal, and I hope they take it, because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. No more,
man.
Mr. Nice Guy. But there are growing voices here saying Tehran's presence in the strait is permanent. A leading lawmaker tells us it's an asset against the enemy. Will Iran ever give up its control of the Strait of Hormuz?
Certainly not. Certainly not. We believe this is our inalienable right. We are preparing a plan to be approved by Parliament with comprehensive regulations ruling passage through the strait to be implemented by the armed forces.
Even your neighbors, with whom you had good relations before the war, are saying this is international waters and this is an act of piracy.
Today, America is the world's biggest pirate.
Tehran, a city in waiting. Sanctions and war strangle this economy. Only a deal can end both.
You see that right there? They're not playing.
Sanctions and war strangle this economy.
Down with the U.S., man. Get a good look. This is the state of Babylon the Great, Revelation 17 chapter. Down with the USA. It's about to be very aggressive out here in these streets.
Only a deal can end
both.
You feel it at this state pharmacy. People didn't want to speak to us on camera, but they told us they're paying more for their medicine. The drugs Iran produces are still in stock, but imported drugs are harder to find, including insulin. And there's another worry for some Iranians. Security has tightened. The eyes of the state are everywhere. There are people in the squares supporting the government, but there are also young Iranians being arrested in waves of arrests. There are young Iranians being executed for their part in the protests. And there's a fear that after the war is over, that this internal repression will get worse.
I think you probably haven't been given the correct analysis regarding the situation in Iran. We are at war. Even though there is a ceasefire and there are rules.
We do speak to young people here who tell us that they're still angry and pained by what happened in January, the crackdown which caused many thousands of deaths.
Today, Iran is a free country.
Oh,
it is very free.
Yeah, so as you can see, and this will go into the perplexity part. Now, I want to touch on this, the medications, man. As you see, everything is about to go up. They cut off 20% you know, of the world's resources, man. They made it difficult for these people, you know, these other countries, which are companies, to supply, you know, their country with this oil because of this Strait of Hormuz thing, which is going to cause these companies to got to look elsewhere for that same oil, which the manufacturers, all right, or let's say the connects to the plug are going to raise the price on the oil. So we're going to see mass confusion next week and the weeks heading up higher than what we're seeing right now. I can't wait to see what the world market is doing, tomorrow morning behind this whole season, this Iranian, this ship here, man. But I'm telling you, as well, I was looking at this report right here. If you ain't preparing your spirit, the scripture goes like this: get your house in order right now. As they're preparing for war, we're preparing for war through the spirit, because this thing is about to pop, man. This thing is about to go down, because this is Joel 3 verse, let me start from 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And this is the point we at right here. NLT, train even your weaklings to be warriors. This is the point we at, where the weak is now saying, I am strong. And as you can say, Iran just said, hey, we not letting up on this strait here. This is let me show you what happened. This airline, I was looking at this earlier, man. And this is all because of the oil prices. You know, everything is just skyrocketed. Let me see. So the weak is saying, I am strong. We in a no holds bar situation. So we moving deeper and deeper into prophecy. Give me 1 second. I thought I held that. Let me check this history out. Let me pull this, because this is going to interrupt. I mean, we about to be.
Watch what magnesium does to
those
your
who
bowels.
not paying
If you
attention.
can't get your rectum clean, no matter how much you wipe. Here's why.
You about to be in a serious,
And then another company
serious situation. This is
CB.
this is Fat Boy.
Can't
This is Anton Daniels. You know, he still be having some interesting topics, even though he's been marked for destruction. He's fell from his throne of grace too. That's what you get for talking against the men of the Lord. But he got here, it says this is Spirit Airlines. You know, it said they ran out of money. So as you can see, you know, as the plot gets thickened, which is going to go into, you know, the famine, there should be no work for Egypt. See, everything is coming together. And you see on that last report, they said with everything happening in Iran, they got the eyes in the skies, have picked up cameras everywhere, because the whole digital system is going to be monitored, man. This is where we at.
Spirit Airlines is up in the air, and rising fuel costs may be to blame. Good afternoon. I'm Naja Sherman. The airline filed for bankruptcy last year, but now it may be running out of time. And with summer travel just around the corner, the news is leaving passengers on edge. CBS News, my name is Ted Scouten, is your reporter in Dania Beach at Spirit headquarters with the latest. Ted.
Yeah, Naja, lots of chatter out there today about what's next for Spirit Airlines. We're here at the headquarters in Dania Beach. They're keeping very quiet so far. Take a look at some video here. Multiple news outlets, including the Wall Street Journal, are reporting that Spirit could dissolve as early as this week. The airline has filed for bankruptcy twice last year. To lower costs, Spirit cut routes and got rid of some planes, hoping to emerge as a smaller yet stronger airline. But the spike in fuel prices is now in play here.
As you can see, say, the spike in fuel prices is just going to finish a lot. So as you can see, They shutting down this world, this side as we know it. And they moving quick. And Spirit Airline, that's a ghetto ass airline right there. But they shutting everything down quick, man.
Spirit, who's already suffering from losses in terms of higher costs, whether it relates to labor and aircraft maintenance and things like that, you know, adding in this fuel crisis could be the dagger to Spirit's kind of emerging from bankruptcy.
Yeah, so this is the time we in, man. You know, get ready. Let me get this here. Let me get this, because I was thinking about this all day today. Ezekiel 7, man. The end is near, man. Ezekiel 7:5 thus saith Yahweh, an evil, and only an evil, behold, is come. And end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is coming. Most people don't know we at the end. It said it watcheth for thee. They don't know the end of the world is on their ass. They don't know. They have no clue on what's going on. Behold, Jeremiah 44:27. Behold, I will watch over them for evil and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by famine until there be an end of them. And the Lord is about to come down on Jacob, man. The 2/3 of our people are caught up in this mess. The heathen, the Edomites. Oh, we about to see a time like no other, and these people got no clue all this is happening. That's the special part. They don't even see this going on. Talk to your average American citizen, especially Jake. Jake is just gone, man. But some Edomites running around here worrying about eviction notices and relationships and why men not talking to women and vice versa. They caught up in all the minor things in life. They don't know the first thing about repenting and getting on Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah's side, man. So they got no clue that the end watches for thee. And the Lord meant that. Ezekiel 7:3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger. The end involves the Lord's anger upon thee. And I will judge thee according to your ways. And I will recompense upon thee all thy abominations. This is where we at. This is a very, very serious time to get right with the Lord. Ezekiel 21:25. And thou profane wicked prince of Israel, whose day is come when the iniquity shall have an end. And this is where we at. 2 Peter 2:5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah. And Noah represents the elect today. Noah built the ark. We building a spiritual ark. Our protection, repenting, coming up under the banner of Proverbs 18:10. The Lord's name is a strong tower. The righteous runneth in it and are safe. We're doing these things before this clock runs out. The 8th person, a preacher of righteousness. That's what the men of the Lord are doing. Bringing the flood upon the world. The new flood will be these bombs. This is what they are in danger of. Noah knew it. We know it. In bringing the flood upon the world of ungodly people, and that's their lot. But as you can see, everything in Babylon is just falling apart, man. It's just falling apart. So it's a matter of time. We're going to see what's going to happen on Monday. But as you say, Spirit Cruise, I hope they wipe this ghetto ass, airline is down right here. And all of them is going to collapse anyway. Everything is heading towards the end, giving all the praise, honor, and all the glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakahakodah. Shalom.